Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And in today's episode, the topic is, could Lavar Ball become a major problem, or be a major problem for the Clippers if they get Lonzo Ball in a trade? So that's the topic I'm going to get into today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Also, check out our Dreamerspro Max online sports community, sports online sports community that we made. My God. The place where you can go and start basketball discussions, chat live during games, go with us live after games, consume original content that you're not going to be able to get anywhere else, and do so many other cool things. So if you guys want to check that out, be sure to check that out. We have that linked in the description below, and get 7 days of free access. I'm sure you guys are definitely going to enjoy that, given that the trade deadline is ramping up and there's so many things to discuss. You don't want to miss out. And if you guys have any, people are in there right now, throwing out so many questions, so many different scenarios. It's actually getting, the platform is actually starting to become a lot of fun, seeing the stuff that some of the fellas are on there posting. So make sure you check it out. You don't want to miss it. Trust me. Anyway, so let me get into this story here. Okay, let's talk about this. So y'all know the Clippers have been in search for a point guard all season long. It's like a broken record, but we all know that the trade deadline is right around the corner, so you might as well break the record as we get closer to trading deadline. Y'all know that they've been looking for a point guard, all season long, and many different names have been thrown around, like Terry Rozier, Eric Bledsoe, George Hill, Kyle Lowry. But the one that seems to keep coming up is Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball seems to be the name that keeps coming up. Now, listen, I've said that I believe that Lonzo Ball would be a great fit for the Clippers on the court. Now, to be fair, some of our viewers have been saying this for a long time. Kudos to you. There's so many comments, so it's kind of hard for me to kind of remember all of the people's names, but I know some of you guys have been saying that. Some people have been saying that for well over 6-7 months now. They said they need to get Lonzo Ball. So I know that some of you guys have been saying that, and I'm kind of late to the party, but now I'm paying more attention to it. So Lonzo's name keeps coming up, and I've said that on the court, I like what Lonzo Ball brings to the Clippers. Number one, he has great size. The guy is 6'6", playing the point guard position at 6'6", and I just fantasized about him being a starting point guard, as far as just looking at it from the defensive side of the floor. And I made a mistake the other day saying that Kawhi Leonard plays the 3. He plays the 2. Sorry, Paul George plays the 3. But essentially what you're going to have is a starting lineup, just talking about their wing players. You have Lonzo Ball as a 6'6" point guard. You have Kawhi Leonard as a 6'7" 2 guard, although he's traditionally known to be playing a small forward position. Then you move Paul George to the 3 spot, where move him. That's where he's always been. That's a scary, combination of wing players, man. From a defense, think about all the length that this team is going to have. You have Lonzo Ball with his wingspan. You have Kawhi Leonard with his baseball mitts, gloves, or whatever you want, paws, or whatever you want to call it. And then you have Paul George. Listen, with those starting 3 players on the perimeter, they can switch anything. Anything they can switch. And literally, they will be able to stay in front of defenders because they can play great on-the-ball defense, right? It's not like what the Clippers have now, where you break down Reggie and then everybody starts scrambling. I think Lonzo can stay in front of players very well. He's also an improved three-point shooter. I think this season he's shooting. Let me bring up Lonzo's stats here. I have it here. Lonzo Ball this season is shooting 38.5% from 3. That's an improvement. Okay, Lonzo Ball has improved as a three-point shooter, and he's also improved as a free throw shooter. He went from shooting 56% to 76%. He's improved by 20 percentage points. That's unheard of. That's unheard of for somebody to improve that much over just 1 year, just over a year of playing basketball, and he's getting you 1.3 steals per game. Again, he's a great playmaker. We all know this. This is one of the things he's been heralded for coming out of UCLA. He can push the pace. He's known to get up the court very quickly. He can get the Clippers easy shots in transition early in the shot clock. That's one of the things that Tyronn Lue has really been talking about in a lot of these interviews he's been doing about the Clippers pushing the pace, meaning just try to get easy shots early in the shot clock. If they don't get anything, then they can go into their offensive sets, but also getting easier shots in transition. You can see the Clippers are not a very good scoring team in transition. They have a lot of bad turnovers. A lot of their players tend to telegraph a lot of their passes, and things just kind of fall apart when they get into transition. But there are some drawbacks to getting Lonzo Ball, and that's what I want to focus on here. There are some major drawbacks. Number one, his lack of experience. Lonzo Ball has zero experience in the playoffs. He's only a 4-year guy, but he has no experience in the play. He's not been to the playoffs ever, never. He hasn't been to the playoffs. Now, that's just the reality, right? It's something to take into consideration because, listen, the Clippers, this team, people have high expectations for this team, and I don't know how Lonzo's going to function under pressure. I've never seen him in a pressurized situation. He's never been in the playoffs. So that's a drawback. It's a real drawback. It's not like, okay, you get Kyle Lowry, somebody that has championship experience, and then Lonzo Ball has no experience. You say, well, that's not a factor. It is a factor. Him not having any playoff experience is one thing. Another thing about Lonzo is that Lonzo's Ball seems to be a little bit indifferent as a person. He seems to be one of these guys that kind of marches to the tune of his own drums. Like, he kind of seems to be unbothered by things. Y'all remember, I think it's his first year in his career. His teammates got into a scuffle on the court. He looked back and walked off. Can you imagine being somewhere and you get into a scuffle and your friends like just walks off? You're like, bro, you just gonna leave me like that? Like, so there's that. He will need to be led. Lonzo Ball, you're not bringing in Lonzo Ball to be a leader. On the court, X's and O's, he can lead the team as far as being a playmaker, but he's not there to be a leader. So Lonzo Ball he's going to need to follow somebody. And then, that's another drawback because you had somebody like a Kyle Lowry who's a vocal leader. That's a plus, right? So that's another thing that you need to be aware of. But the biggest drawback, the number one drawback to having Lonzo Ball on his team is his dad, Lavar Ball. Yes. Lavar Ball is the biggest drawback to getting Lonzo Ball in a trade. Lavar Ball has been known or is known to have a very, very, very big mouth. There's no secret about this. He likes to draw a lot of attention to himself and usually unnecessary attention from the media. This is Lavar Ball's MO. Lavar Ball is the same guy that went out there and said, it was in Lonzo's rookie season or before he got into the NBA. One of the two. I think it was while he was playing. Because I remember him and Shannon Sharp having an exchange on Undisputed. LeVar Ball went on TV with a straight face and said, Stephen Curry is better than LeVar Ball is better than Stephen Curry, and he's better than LeBron James. That's what LeVar Ball said. Now listen, I don't see how making a statement like that helps your son, except if you're, as they say, clout chasing, which clout chasing, or you're just trying to draw, attention to yourself. You're just out there trolling and throwing out hot takes. Because you say something like that, people's ears are going to go up, right? He's known to saying things like that. He's also been known to criticize the coach or coaches of his son. There's a litany of cases about this. I think with his other kids getting into spats with coaches, I think it was either in high school and college for the way a coach was not playing his son. Then y'all remember him calling out Luke Walton, saying Luke Walton doesn't know what the hell he's doing with his son. He's been known to criticize management. He did it with the Lakers, talking about Magic Johnson and this and this. LeVar Ball talks a lot of crap. He talks a lot of junk. And the question is, what if the Clippers do get Lonzo Ball, but they don't use him in the way that LeVar Ball sees fit? What if they're using him in a way that LeVar Ball doesn't agree with? Then what happens? Is he going to start criticizing the Clippers in the public? Is he going to start talking about the coach, Tyronn Lue? Is he going to start talking about the players? Is he going to start criticizing the organization? Is he going to go to the media? Are we going to see him on First Take? Are we going to see him on Undisputed talking about, they're not using my son the right way? Is he going to understand that Lonzo Ball is probably going to be the third or the fourth best player on the Clippers? Does he know? Is he going to know that? Is he going to think? Is he going to believe or want the Clippers to make Lonzo Ball the number one option? Is he going to want them to make them run the offense exclusively through him? These are some serious questions to ask. Now, some of you may say, man, this is a stretch. Hold up. Let me read an article quickly that I just read on CBS Sports about LeVar Ball talking about why he believes that his son cannot be on the New Orleans Pelicans. And I'm going to read some of the things that he said in this article. He's not happy with his son being there. He says, when asked, no, he can't stay in New Orleans. That's what LeVar Ball said to USA Today. He said, come on, man. Come on, listen. Lonzo's always been a playmaker. Why are you trying to change him into a defensive specialist that stays in the corner and shoots threes? Are you trying to change Zion and Brandon Ingram, who all through their careers have never been playmakers, scorers? Now you want to put the ball in their hands and be the playmakers? Go to the ball and do what you want and do what you do. And guess what? They're going to have a hard time trying to win every game if the playmaker ain't making the right plays. That's LaVar Ball. Those are his comments about the New Orleans Pelicans organization and coaching staff. That's basically who he's talking about. That's problematic, right? What if something like that happens where Lonzo Ball comes to the Clippers and now all of a sudden you got LaVar Ball out there chipping and chirping about the Clippers? That is a major drawback because the Clippers, I believe, do not want any distractions to their team. And this is something that needs to be taken into consideration with this team. That's all I'm saying. Because LaVar Ball could throw this thing off track. And that's something to bear in mind if the Clippers are, in fact, going to get Lonzo Ball. Is something to take into consideration. So what I want to know from you guys is, do you think that the LaVar Ball factor can really stir up the pot in the wrong way? Having too many cooks in the kitchen. Whatever you guys think, please let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts and comments in the comment section below about this whole LaVar Ball thing and this trade overall. Once again, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to check out the next video that we have coming up on the channel. Once again, it's just Charles here from Dreamers Pro. Wishing you guys an amazing day. Catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.